Let me tell you this. You know, they do this with like in sports with phenoms, and it's like, hey, this guy, if he could be draft eligible this year, he'd be number one overall pick.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about RRR.
Oh yeah.
It goes like this, Brian, and the trajectory. The trajectory is not right. I understand that. However, if we look back to 2008, 14 years ago now, right? The 3 best action movies I've seen go like this in this order: Dark Knight, Fury Road, RRR. Wow. Now I know it's going backwards.
That's high company.
But it is one of the 3 best action movies that I have seen. Maybe.
Are you cutting it off from where you saw World War Z?
Now we also got Avery to watch RRR.
Yes.
And I hope you did not watch this like my foolish co-host did on your phone.
No, I watched it in glorious surround sound.
Nice.
Think how much more I would have enjoyed it.
Holy shit. This movie. All right, guys, kick it off.
RRR is a 2022 film written and directed by S.S. Rajamouli, starring, Kevin. Oh, no, wait, what? Did I fuck this up? Oh, I put the stars of, look at that, the stars of Shriya, where this should go. Oh, yeah, here we go.
No, it's Rajamouli.
I got him right here. N.T. Rama Rao Jr., he plays Beam. Ram Charan, he plays Raju. And Ray Stevenson, who plays Governor Scott Buxton, who, dare I say, probably the best part of the movie.
Which one is he?
He's the old white guy.
The old white guy? Because there's a number of old white guys. Some of them
he's
less old. They're all portly.
He's the Lord.
The Lord. Okay. I thought you would like her more. Like I could picture you being married to her.
She was really good.
Yeah, I would imagine you liked her quite a bit.
That's really insulting my wife, who was just here.
I'm not. She's a beautiful woman. That's all I'm saying. She's very white. Whiter than your wife, some might say. Hey,
I think it's 100% true.
I have never seen
my wife's never been a lord or a lordess.
I've never seen a full Bollywood movie in its entirety.
But this is not.
And that continues because this is not a Bollywood movie. This is actually considered a Tollywood movie. And in my research, I won't spend too much time on it, but it has opened my eyes to all the different types of movies to come out of India.
Indeed. I'm glad that you brought that up. Can I just tell you what I found? Mm-hmm. And feel free to jump in. This is Hindi cinema, popularly known as Bollywood and formerly as Bombay cinema. That is the Indian Hindi language film industry based in Mumbai, formerly Bombay, hence Bollywood, Bombay,
But
Hollywood.
This is not a Bollywood movie.
Correct. I think Hindi cinema is the overarching term. The popular term Bollywood used to refer to mainstream Hindi. I did?
I
can't
believe
get
you
away
did.
from it. Mainstream Hindi cinema is a portmanteau of Bombay and Hollywood. The industry is part of the larger Indian cinema, the world's largest by number of feature films produced. So so this is Bollywood is a subset of larger Indian cinema.
I tuned out.
And that
like maybe 2 minutes ago.
Tollywood refers to the whole thing?
What is Tollywood?
Or is this isn't that
Oh my God!
I don't know what that
Tollywood is Bengali film industry in West Bengal. It's all different regions.
Okay.
So there's Bollywood, which everyone knows. It's like people believe it's ubiquitous with all Indian films. That's not the case. Bollywood, as you I think said somewhere in there, it's a Mumbai-based Hindi language film industry. Pollywood is Punjabi language film industry. You got the Lollywood over there, which is Urdu. And Punjabi films. You see where we're going here.
Sure.
We got Collywood, Mollywood, Sandalwood, Jollywood, Assamese language film industry in Guwahati, Assam. There are, just on this one site that I found, 27 different woods at the back, end from India.
It would be like if you broke out like, I don't know, Mumblecore or like what was the large run? Dogma 95?
Well, no, it'd be like if every state had its own.
Every region had their own. Yeah, like New York cinema, Atlanta, wherever you find. Anyway.
RRR is like nothing I'd ever seen before. You're
kidding.
What?
It's like nothing you've ever seen before?
I've never seen anything like this where it's Marvel, but with Indian characters based on real life characters doing superhero things, and it's done with such precision and with the score hitting on such levels and the CGI blending, even though the CGI leaves you forgive it though because of the creativity that goes into each action set piece.
It's happening so quickly that you almost don't have time to settle on it.
Everything you're saying
in a good way in terms of the CGI.
Exactly.
Everything you guys are saying is correct. However, I feel foolish. The most obvious comp by far is 300. This is an Indian version of 300. It's a highly stylized, fictionalized version of history.
But
centering around battles and
this is beyond that, because that's not this history. Like, these two guys never even met. Like, they took two real life guys, but I mean,
I guess in the machinations, you're right, but they highly fictionalize like the Spartan mythology, and that's what they're doing here. I love 300, so that's a compliment.
I didn't
for me.
like 300, and 300 it was just too much like machismo and
That's what this
machismo,
is.
but this is done tongue in cheek.
Yeah, it's self-aware.
These guys
I agree
fucking
with that.
rule, but it's definitely tongue in cheek.
But
and
wait, what about the
self-aware.
part where they simultaneously jump off
I
the
watched
bridge
that for the-
and meet in the middle
Incredible.
and grab hands?
I watched that. That
That's the
was
most 300
that
thing
was
I've ever seen.
that was
And
the
that's
end of the cold
the title
open.
scene. Yeah.
That was 45 minutes into the movie.
Oh, really?
And that was
I missed
where we
that.
finally got the title.
Oh my god!
I watched that scene 4 times, maybe 5, because that's the only scene I can show Atticus, and we love it. We both watch it. I made Jillian watch it just today. I said, "Hey, you want to watch the rescue scene again, buddy?" He's like, "Yeah, Dad, the train scene." And we sat down to watch it, and it's so good. God damn it, brings chills.
So should we even bother? We should summarize the plot, set up the plot.
Just for those of you who have not seen it yet, it's got less, for me, I'd say less 300 and more like a Skittles ad or an Old Spice ad at times.
Yes. Right? Yeah. It's like Old Spice, but done in the Hollywood fashion.
Heroic.
It's like Old Spice meets 300.
And it's like their version of Marvel movies. And I've seen that this director has made a number of movies, and 2 of which before this are epics. Each one I think is 3.5 hours long, and it's a
Bollywood
2-parter.
films?
So I think it's like 6 hours or 7 hours. And I watched the trailers. Oh fuck yeah, higher rated than this one.
Really?
Oh no, where am I going to find the time? I must. Holy shit, I love it. All the disclaimers at the top of the movie. I've never seen that before. It's just like letting you know, hey, this is all CGI.
Yeah.
None of these animals are in this movie.
Yeah.
None of them get killed.
No
Don't
animals are
worry.
harmed.
Yeah, it was like it's 15 minutes of just disclaimers. It was
Off
quite
the
a
top.
bit. Yeah.
I'd never seen anything like that. So many fucking extras. I've never seen that many extras, I don't think,
Unbelievable.
in front of a lens. I
Or
don't
it
know if
wasn't
I've
even
seen that.
necessary. When they had that pyramid of people that was just a throwaway in the
World War
montage.
Z.
So first 15 minutes in, and I haven't even thanked the listeners because this came to our attention shamefully, not from our own, knowing about movies, which is
Flimsy
Bryan.
at best.
I'll let you off the hook, but I mean, I should have known about RRR, even though it's been out for,
I knew about it.
especially because it's been out for a couple of years, but it just got released in the U.S. recently. There's just so many goddamn platforms. It's easy to miss stuff, especially like foreign language stuff that's not being fired at you. But the listeners, fuck yeah, guys, because in our top 5 movies of the year so far, it was number 3 on the listener list, and Bryan and I are both like, RRR, what's that? What is
I
that?
think I had heard of it.
Stop your mouth. So
Go
I
back and listen.
also let me just say that what action aside, which this movie is chock full of,
Rife.
I'd say that the middle action sequence involving the animals is maybe top 5 action sequences I've ever seen. Maybe top 3.
There's
It's-
so many great sequences.
I thought the tandem fight at the end was my.
See, that was gonna be my if I'm gonna pick nits here, I was gonna say like it's tough when the best action set piece is in the middle of the movie. How do you eclipse that? But
I
if it
enjoyed the
eclipsed it for you-
opening
Yeah, I
action
think it did.
sequence.
So that's what I was gonna say. I'm sitting down to watch this RRR because the listeners have it ridiculously high on their movies of the year so far. And there's a couple scenes, a couple shots. I'm like, oh no, what is this? This doesn't look good. Like, what is this movie gonna fucking be?
Highly stylized.
And then there's a very highly stylized thing involving a bullet not being spent on a young woman
I understood that.
by the original Nazis, also known as the British Empire. And then we get to the outpost, and that's where I'm like, holy fuck, I've never seen a movie like this before.
I quite enjoyed it.
Wow, it's good.
Yeah. The outpost scene happens in the first 10, 15 minutes.
It's probably
of the movie.
this like 3rd or 4th scene in the movie, and that's where we see him with his stash. And I was getting chills watching it throughout that scene.
And it's so. They pull off the melodrama so well, where it's just you. I can't explain what you buy in completely. It's so over the top and so absurd with the music and all of that. Where normally you think this is so much that I hate this. Fuck
Yes,
this. You're trying
it's so many
hard.
things that I hate, but they're all done so in unison. The synergy of them.
And the one word that I kept thinking of was just, this is just righteous. This is just, it's so strong.
It picks
You
a
just-
lane, picks the tone, and just goes with it. Never relents.
It doesn't, and it earned you hear epic a lot. This thing is fucking epic. And one of the things that was most impressive about it, what I was starting to say is, action sequence and whatnot. The story was fucking magnificent. Like how it bobbed and weaved, and I didn't know where it was going to go. And then it was biblical.
Well, there's no action for like an hour in the middle. That I forgot about it until it started again. And I was like, oh yeah, holy shit.
But the story was so good. I was like, holy shit, I didn't even see that coming, even though it was right there.
And it was so good. I lost track of time several times. And then in a big action sequence would happen. And I'm like, well, that's got to be the end of the movie. And I'm like, nope, there's 40 more minutes.
Yeah, I remember I paused one time and I was like, holy shit, this is halfway through?
This is like not since... like The Good, the Bad, the Weird, if you saw that, from Ji-Woon Kim's, the guy that did I Saw the Devil. That was the last time I saw a foreign language film that was completely off the radar, that was epic, that I absolutely loved. That was like a Korean take on the spaghetti western, which was really good. The Good, the Bad, the Weird is really, really good. Had a little blood in, blood out as far as its epic nature, right? A little bit of Vatos Locos Forever's feel. I can vibe to it, but just with amazing action sequences. I absolutely love this fucking movie. It's a collection of amazing scenes, one after the other.
And if you hate musicals or musical elements, it works. I'm normally not a big fan of it. I loved it.
They weave it in.
It's so well done. All of it.
The end was great. The end was completely earned and deserved. It was just it's joyous filmmaking with some real fucking gore and action and violence in there for the people that need their violence. There's some real violence in there.
Oh yeah, I'm agreeing with you on the most part, but the end lost me a little bit.
Did it?
I mean, the denouement, the you know what I mean.
It was just a celebration of a well-made movie, and they're all enjoying themselves.
Fuck it, celebrate the country while we're at it.
While the credits, yeah. Now apparently, I've done some reading on this, and apparently there is some propaganda and there is some troubling.
You think the way
things with the caste system and whatnot, the way things are.
It was filmed a little like it was a little Stalinist and propagandic with a little communist,
a little bit, yeah.
Giant figure,
ornate, and hey, I mean, who are we as Westerners to?
I'm not convinced. I enjoyed the movie.
The use of the score was just fucking impeccable, which you can get on most platforms. Like I got it on my old Apple Music. I listen to it in the morning, taking a shower, getting ready for the day.
I think I got to play some of those songs at the gym. I think that's the next thing I hurt myself to listening to. Is just
they definitely pump you up.
You know what's funny is I was listening to it this morning,
in the mood.
And I dropped Atticus off, and then I was doing some work with the music in my ear, and I was doing some studying for this year program, and it was like an hour in, and I realized that it's well off the soundtrack, and I'm just listening to random like Indian music now. It was like for a good 45 minutes.
It started to suggest others.
Yeah, it just starts playing other stuff. It's kind of like
almost the only mark against it is I don't know the lyrics, so I can't sing along.
Oh, but
no. But I mean, if it was in English and I knew what it sounded like, I could be singing it. It makes me mad that I can't sing the song.
All the lyrics were right on the nose too, like explaining exactly. Now there's also.
Then I thought of most songs. If you listen to it, if you didn't speak English and just read the transcript of the lyrics, you go, "This is idiotic."
Yeah. For sure.
Because I stopped reading it because I had that same issue where I was reading it and I was like,
you don't have to. But I was reading it and I started reading it again because it's kind of funny too. It went along with the whole tongue-in-cheek thing.
What does the Beatles like "Love Me Do" sound like?
Yeah.
It's like it sounds inane.
I also 10 minutes in or so, I switched the language that was being because I was listening to a different soundtrack language-wise, and like they're actually dubbing the English-speaking parts, which was distracting. So I switched over, I think, Hindi, and that gave me the English speakers were actually speaking English, so I didn't have to read their subtitles.
And mine defaulted to Portuguese.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was Portuguese. Yeah. So I had to switch it over to Hindi.
I don't think it was that for me. But
were they speaking English at all in the movie, or was it all
okay?
Well, no, the English characters.
But they did because in the Portuguese version they weren't at all. And I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Netflix did that for me as well. I don't know why. RRR initially was just a working title, standing for the director's name, Rajamouli, and the two main leads, which were Ram Charan Teha and NT Rama Rao Jr. I think I knew
that's perfect.
Ram's got how is he not a movie star here yet?
I don't know.
That guy is charismatic.
With the stash. They both are.
Yes.
Like the guy with the stash is like fucking, he's a Hollywood star.
Yeah.
He's a Hollywood star. Like, get that guy over. Like,
he could be a Bond villain.
No, he could be a fucking hero. I'll go anywhere with that guy. That guy could lead me in a battle any day.
It's a more juicy part.
Jesus Christ, Bryan.
This was the third highest grossing Indian film ever.
Behind what?
I didn't get the other two. The literal translation of the title Raudra Ranra Rudram is Rage, War, and Blood. It's in Telugu, and has been reverse engineered to mean Rise, Roar, Revolt.
Rise,
in English.
Roar. Yeah, so it's Bahubali, The Beginning, which is a 2015 movie by the same director, with a very, very similar look. And this is an 8.0.
Oh, man. Just the still from that was great.
2 hours and 39 minutes. Right, that's the first half of that movie. And then the second half is Rahubali 2, The Conclusion, which is an additional 2 hours and 47 minutes. So we got
Any of the same cast?
I don't think so, because the cast was great. But this one's 8.2 on the old IMDb, which for me, unless it's my own movie, is a more, especially with a lot of ratings, like it's got over 100,000 ratings, tells me that this is on par. I like that as a marker more than the old Rotten Tomatoes.
3 hours.
3 hours.
That's what I'm going to call it.
RRR, triple R, is an 8.0 as well. So that gives you an idea. With
Enjoyable.
100,000. Yeah. Fuck, I love this movie. It's just pure cinematic joy.
Yeah, it is unbridled.
That's the last time I felt like it was just this much cinematic joy was Licorice Pizza, but it was a completely different vibe and for a different reason. But Licorice Pizza is just cinematic joy.
Yeah, but I can't remember the last time I rooted for the main character as much as I have both of them.
Yeah.
You're just along for the ride, like just do it, get them.
And the story was just all the little nooks and crannies with the other guys and
there's
snake
there's some brutality in this movie. There's the torture scene or the whippings, flogging, or whatever.
Yeah.
The villain was great. He was weirdly seemed like the only white actor who knew what movie he was in. The rest of them were kind of in between, which I thought was odd because you always talk about how that's the job of the director is to get a great performance. So it's like, what's he telling him that he's not telling?
Well, I mean, maybe there's a language barrier with it because he did use actual English actors and whatnot who weren't from the Tollywood system. So I think maybe that could be part of it. And she, the lead, the good white lady, she had to leave because of COVID concerns or something. Like she didn't shoot a number of her scenes, so I think there was more to her story.
Oh,
it did seem like she kind of just disappeared, right?
Yeah.
Alison Doody was the wife who was not so nice.
You said
like her, I could not buy her. She was probably the weakest point for me.
A little bit.
She wasn't
a little one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Where's the blood?
I couldn't tell. Like I thought that was poor directing.
I mean, all the white empire.
But he was so good. He was so absurd and over the top. But it worked because it was almost like he knew what he was doing. I just couldn't tell.
I like the portly guy who threw the girl back into the house. The guy with the beard that beats him, flogs him. At the motorcycle shop, and then he gets.
Yeah, I liked him. Like he worked too. Yeah, the wife. I don't know what she was just.
She was a bit much,
or almost not enough. Like she didn't
she was
know what she was doing.
I think we were having a hard time seeing a woman want that much brutality and get off on it, and she didn't seem to be that type of woman. Like it didn't add up. I mean, she might have been evil and like uncaring, but I didn't believe that she wanted to watch torture and get off on it. You know, like
she wasn't.
She wasn't a witch.
That seemed written.
Which she needed to be. Yeah, it was odd.
Yeah. All right. Fuck, I love this movie. Like, give me this movie. Hey, as fine as the Marvel movies are, this movie is so much more interesting to me. Like, I actually cared about the characters. You know what I mean? And I care about some. You know, the Hulk. I hope he doesn't get a boo boo. But I mean, these fucking guys I cared about.
The one guy who can't get a boo-boo.
None of them can. Thor. I'm not too worried about Thor.
But just the choreography for the action and how it's almost like every swing of a weapon is inventive. Yeah. It's like they don't mail in a single kill or blow or anything.
They've spent so much energy making sure that everything that was on the screen was creative and a little bit outside the box almost.
Yeah.
Like reinvented. Yeah. If we haven't oversold this yet, maybe we sit down and watch it with you.
Oh, no. I'm not doing a 3-hour watch.
We watch this next month.
Your camera won't hold up.
We're going to use these plugins. Plug it in. I'm just afraid that the listeners haven't watched it yet, and they should.
And we're overselling it.
RRR. I don't think it even gets any recognition at the award shows because it's 2 years old. COVID fucked it all up.
Yeah, when did this actually come out in India?
Let me tell you that right now.
Do you think this would have won Best Foreign Film?
I don't think it would have even been nominated, honestly. I don't know if it would have got in there. Who knows? Maybe it's not too late. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, 2022 is actually how it's showing.
I was going to say, it's
everywhere.
actually the Hollywood Critics Association Mid-Season Film Awards has it nominated for Best Picture.
I would love to see this be up
Wait,
for best foreign language film.
Best foreign language picture or best picture overall? Damn.
Best international, right?
It just says best picture.
But I'm not seeing. I thought that it got released in India.
I think it got
released in India like last year or the year before. IMDb's not giving me nothing on this. All right, let's get out of here.
No, I'm gonna stick around.
One of the most enjoyable movies I've ever seen. As far as just, I didn't even tell you I was crying throughout the fucking movie. Did I tell you guys that?
No.
Crying. So apologies.
I get it.
Apologies to everyone who was giving me shit about The Gray Man. It makes sense now. Anyone who watched RRR and then watched The Gray Man, for those of you who like follow Netflix and watch whatever they feed you, Bruce, you watch RRR and then you watch The Gray Man. Like this movie, RRR ruined me for action movies for a little while.
You gotta watch. My roommate who watches with me was showing me videos of people in India reacting to it in the theaters and just losing their fucking. There's like fireworks in the theaters. People are throwing confetti and dancing. It's the craziest.
I want to see it there.
Anderson, as far as I can tell, it is released worldwide this year. It was scheduled to be released July of 2020, and obviously that didn't happen.
I thought for sure that I saw that it was released in India whatever. But I hope that's the case, and I really hope that it's up for Best International Picture, because I mean it absolutely deserves it. Like, it should be up for Best fucking Picture. Fuck all that. Yeah. I don't know if it being on Netflix, released over here, and who knows. But like, I remember really wanting Fury Road to be up for Best Picture, and this one over here going, it might, but it'll probably miss out World War Z. Will probably be up for Best.
I was wrong about that.
This movie deserves to be up for not only Best International, but best fucking Picture. However, there are some politics in there that maybe you don't want to. What are you gonna do?
Is this Echo on the Bunny Man?
Please, everybody.